We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey Star Wars fans, welcome back to another Black Series action figure review. The floodgates are beginning to open down here in Australia. All these recent Black Series and TVC figures are just starting to hit now. We're going to kick off with Cassian Andor, Sienar test pilot based on, what is it? I guess episode 13 of Andor, episode 1 of season 2. We see Cassian has infiltrated the Sienar test facility, and his mission is to hijack the TIE Avenger. Very cool. I love the armor design. We didn't really get to see him wearing the helmet, but that's cool. This is such a fantastic design. I was really excited for this figure. Another Cassian to the mix. I think this takes it up to the 6th version of Cassian. And I'll be honest, after, episode 7, 8, and 9, which just aired last week, I'm ready for more. Give us some more variations of Cassian. I'm all for it. He's become such an important character to Star Wars lore and the rebellion and everything that's happening. But yeah, bring it on. Season 2 of Andor has been one of the greatest Star Wars projects ever, in my opinion. But that fantastic artwork on the side there of Cassian in the armor. So he's number 15 from Andor. It says Cassian Andor continues the journey that will shape into a leader of the rebellion. As political tensions grow, he is forced to rise to the occasion and take a stand for everything he believes in. So yeah, a bit of a generic little write-up there. But yeah, let's crack him open and have a look at the figure. And here he is out of the packaging. Such a nice looking figure. Like, I love a good Imperial pilot. If they end up using this figure as somewhat of a base for a new TIE fighter pilot or something like that, I would be all for it. Yeah, there's just something about this outfit. It's the black, it's the red, it's the TIE style helmet, which we'll get a look at in a moment. But yeah, it's just aesthetically, it's very appealing. For me, I love a good black suit. TIE pilots are, one of my favourite Imperial armors. Probably second only to the Death Troopers. But yeah, just that flash of red on the top of the shirt there, the flight suit, and then having the sort of the chest armor over the top is just absolutely fantastic. The Imperial cog there on his shoulder. But he does come with the just the one blaster, which is very much the same as what the TIE pilots come with. So that's a nice blaster, and it will fit in the holster. Nice and snuggly, which is what you want. And of course, he comes with the helmet, which is just such a cool design. I really love this. If this was, it's a little bit of an exaggerated form of the TIE pilot. There's a little bit of, there's a little bit of everything Empire here. It's really cool. I love the sort of the elongated face mask with the sort of the longer mouth, I guess you want to call it. The Imperial frown. I love the hoses that are connected up to the back there for the life support. There's some nice flex in the hoses too. They're not going to pop off. But yeah, for a test pilot helmet, this is just super cool. Imperial cog painted on red, which is really nice. They're nice and roomy in there. It will fit on Cassian quite well. Just going to boost the camera up just a fraction so we get a good look at Cassian's head sculpt. Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. I thought the most recent one before this was good. And I think for the most part, I think the head sculpt's the same. It's a different hair sculpt. The other one has the sort of, his fringe is a little bit messier on the front. sort of hanging over his forehead, whereas this he looks a little bit more, I guess, coming into the Empire and, you know, posing as a test pilot. Maybe had to run a comb through the hair a little bit. But in terms of the likeness, I think that's absolutely smack on. He looks absolutely fantastic. Let's see if we can zoom up a little bit more. Paint's nice and clean. That digital photoreal paint application's fantastic. I mean, just the facial hair, the stubble. It's really, really well done. Onto the rest of the outfit. Obviously, there's the armor. Very Imperial looking, which is fantastic. Imperial cog. Yeah, it's not super cleanly painted. It's a little bit of a tricky thing, though. It's so small. And the fact that it's sort of molded on there. Get up nice and close. Yeah, it's there. That's a tricky thing. Tricky thing to paint, even for a computer. All the little code cylinders and stuff there in the sleeve looks good. The details on the back. Going down to the belt. Just those small little silver details on some of the buckles and pouches and stuff. Really nice. The sculpting of the straps that sort of hang down. Pouches and pockets on the trousers there looks good. I like that there's a bit of a pattern there on the boots, which differentiates from the legs, from the trousers, which is great. It's the sort of warped leather look. So that's really nicely done. You know, the gloves look really nice. So in terms of the articulation, he's got the ball joint in the top of the head, ball joint at the bottom of the top of the neck, ball joint at the bottom of the neck. He's got the ball joint, ball hinges in the shoulders. He's got that butterfly joint, that in and out. Upper torso joint there as well. He's got the elbows, get a good range of movement there, get a nice angle. He's got the ball and socket wrist, so no hinges there. You just get that nice rounded movement on that ball and socket, which is, I like that a little bit more than the, I guess it depends on the character and the figure and how you're posing them. You know, the hinges are a little bit nicer with the Jedi. You get a little bit more range from them, but you know, this isn't bad. It does have the barbells in the hips, ball hinge in the knees, so you get good range of movement, ball hinges in the ankles, and a rocker joint in the foot there. So got all the good articulation that you could ever want. We'll do a little peg test here using the KR stand. And there we go, stands on that nicely. Get him posed up. A little. But let's get the helmet on. We know it fits well. I've mentioned it. And, you know, if you were to have a couple of these pilots sitting on your shelf, that'll look so cool. Even do a couple of head swaps so you can get a, you know, just a couple of random pilots, training pilots, test pilots. Yeah, love that look. It's just typical menacing Imperial look. And even better because it's in black. It's got full Bruce Wayne there. Does it come in black? See, there he is, Mr. Cassian Andor. Sienar test pilot. Really nice figure. Really impressed with this one. I will be honest, I've talked about it with my buddy Metal Jedi. We've talked about maybe getting multiples. I could be tempted. But for now, I'm happy with one. I'm glad this visual representation is of a single character in the show. We didn't see any more test pilots. Maybe there were some flying the other TIE fighters that were chasing him down, but who knows? I think this is fantastic. Anyway, folks, hope you've enjoyed checking out the review. We have some more coming up in the coming days and weeks as these next batch of figures start to trickle in. A little bit later than normal here in Australia, but they're on their way, so very, very exciting times. Hope everyone's doing well. Have a great weekend. Until then, may the Force be with you, always.